Good morning to everyone. I am Raghavendra, lecturer in economics. So our subject is economics. So commonly maths, MEC and CC both are having economic subject. So economics is one of the important subject. It explains different activities. So first of all, what is economics? Why should we study economics? So generally when we observe people are participating in different activities. Some people are participating in agriculture, some of the people are participating in industrial sector, some of the people are participating in different activities. So properly every person participate in economic activities. So first of all, what is economic activities? So any activity related with income earning or income spending are known as economic activities. So through economic activities, maybe some of the people are spending money or some of the people are earning money, either earning or spending. So every activity which related with income earning or income spending are known as economic activities. So economic activities is most important matter for economics. Okay. So our subject is economics. So it derived from two Greek words, okios, nemo. So okios means house, nemo means management skills. So house management skills. So first of all, we observe why should we study economics. So what is the reason? So why should we prefer economics? So when we observe this explanation, we can easily identify. So why we are preparing economics, why we are learning economics. So observe here. So one thing, wants are unlimited. So generally wants means desires. So generally every person having several wants or desires. So generally these wants are classified into three types. Necessaries, comforts, luxuries. So these wants are unlimited. So when we satisfy one want, automatically another want will arise. It is a continuous process. There is no end for our wants. So it is a continuous process. So another side, resources are limited. Already we know our wants are unlimited. So when we satisfy our want, we need some goods. So these goods can be prepared with the help of resources. That is factors of production, land, labor, capital, organization, raw material, so machineries. So all these things are known as resources. So these resources are limited. So one side our wants are unlimited, another side resources are limited. So again when we observe wants are unlimited, so these wants differ in importance. So for example, everyone having number of wants. Based on its importance, a person can satisfy one want, other want can be postponed. So that means differing importance. So all wants are not equal importance. So some wants are most important, some wants are less important. So automatically which want most important we can satisfy, we will satisfy, other want will be postponed. So that means because of differing importance, we can satisfy one want, other want can be postponed to future. At the same time, already we know resources are limited. So these resources are not only limited, these resources are having alternative uses. So several uses. For example, when we observe factors of production, land, labor, capital, organization. For example, land. So this land can be useful in different ways. For example, it is useful to construct a building. It can be useful to agricultural activities. In these agricultural activities, we can yield either paddy or groundnut or sunflower or other things. So that means with the help of land we get in different incomes, so in different goods and services. So that is alternative uses, means every resources are having number of uses. For example, when we observe, I have 5 acres of land, so in this land I can yield either paddy or groundnut. For example, when groundnut gives more income, automatically I prefer to groundnut. For example, it gives more income through paddy, I prefer to yield paddy. So that means every factors of production are alternative uses, and it depends upon our interest. We can use that resources in different ways. So another way, so automatically when we observe different importance, alternative uses, automatically choice problem will arise. Why? Because wants are unlimited, resources are limited. So because automatically choice problem will arise. So which want can satisfy, which want can postpone. So that is the economics. So with the choice problem will arise. So economics can clarify our choice problem. So because we are preferring economics, because we are studying economics. For example, wants are limited, need not to prepare economics. For example, when resources are unlimited, need not to prepare economics. But when we observe here, wants are limited, wants are unlimited, resources are limited. So because we are preparing economics. So economics explains about how can utilize our resources in a maximum manner. So when producer get maximum profit, when consumer get maximum satisfaction. So we can observe all these things in our economics. So generally when we observe different subject, physics, it having a laboratory, so experiments can be observed in laboratory. But for economics, so society is our laboratory. So based on people experiments and people feelings, we can prepare experiments. So for example, society is our laboratory, so we can experiment on people, and based on people feeling, so we can prepare law of demand, law of supply, law of diminishing marginal utility, law of equimarginal utility. So because economics is essential to everyone. Why? Because it is not related to either MEC or CEC. Present everyone require economics. So with the help of economics, we can easily observe how can we spend our limited resources to get maximum satisfaction. So that is more important in our economics. So next again our topic is goods. So goods means the things which can satisfy human wants directly or indirectly are known as goods. So present already we know wants are unlimited. So to satisfy our wants we require different type of goods. So goods means things which can satisfy human wants directly or indirectly. So here we are observing goods, several types of goods, free goods. So free goods means the gift of nature. These goods are gift of nature. These are not made by human beings. So these goods are gift of nature. There is no cost of production. So there is no price of the commodity. For example, sunrise, so air. So these are the free goods. And maybe sometimes water also free goods. So these goods are having only value in use. There is no question of value in exchange. So these goods are not included in national income. So generally when we calculate one country national income, these goods are not included. Why? Because these goods are free goods. So no price goods. So there is no cost of production for these goods. So next one is economic goods. So economic goods means the goods which can produced by man and having price are known as economic goods. So always these goods demand is more than its supply. For example, in the case of free goods, always its supply is more than its demand. But in the case of economic goods, these goods supply is always less than its demand. So these goods are man-made goods. So only human beings can prepare these goods. So these goods are having prices. So these goods are having both value in use and value in exchange. So these goods can utilize ourselves. So these goods can sell in the market. So that means both these goods are having both value in use and value in exchange. So these goods are included in national income. So every country when calculate their national income, so automatically these economic goods are included. Next one. So consumer goods. So consumer goods means the goods which can satisfy human wants directly are known as consumer goods. So generally when we have the number of using goods, for example duster, piece of chalk, board, so everyone, so these are consumer goods. So these consumer goods can satisfy human wants directly. So it gives satisfaction to people directly are known as consumer goods. So these consumer goods again classified into two types: durable goods, perishable goods. So durable goods means the goods which can store long period are known as the durable goods. For example, mobile durable good, so piece of chalk durable good, chalk piece durable good. I think duster it is a durable good. The goods which can store in a long period are known as the durable good. So perishable goods means, so perishable goods means these goods cannot store long run. Why? Because for example when we have the either milk or meat or vegetables or fruits. So these are known as perishable goods. So we can't store in a maximum period. So these goods can utilize within 1 day or 1 week. So these goods are known as the perishable commodities. So again another one is capital goods. So capital goods means the goods which can satisfy human wants indirectly. The goods which can used for the preparation of consumer goods are known as the capital goods. So generally with the help of capital goods we prepare different goods and services. One country development is purely dependent upon the availability of capital goods. For example, when that country having number of capital goods, so automatically that country can develop properly. So that means capital goods means the goods which are useful to prepare consumer goods, or the goods which can satisfy human wants indirectly are known as the capital goods. So generally capital goods, for example, machineries, tools, buildings or equipments, all these are known as the capital goods. So these capital goods also again classified into two types: single use capital goods, durable capital goods. Single use capital goods means so it can be useful only one time. For example, petrol, diesel, electricity, coal. So these goods can utilize only one time. But durable capital goods, for example, machineries, buildings, tools, equipments. So these are the durable capital goods. So again intermediary goods. So intermediary goods means the goods not yet finished. So under the process of production are known as the intermediary goods. And these are not raw material or not finished goods. These goods are in the process of production at different stages. So that type of commodities are known as intermediary goods. So with the help of intermediary goods we can prepare consumer goods. And actually with the help of raw material we prepare intermediary goods. So with the help of intermediary goods we can prepare consumer goods. For example, cotton. So cotton is the raw material. So with the help of cotton we can prepare thread. So thread is the intermediary good. So with the help of thread we can prepare cloth. So cloth is the consumer good. So in this way intermediary good is always between raw material or consumer goods in different stages are known as intermediary goods.